the audition, the first auditions that agent sent me to, I met him. And so we were outside the audition room chatting with each other. We're going in for different roles. But needless to say, that movie didn't even get made. But but we just became friends. And brings me to how I got on Spotlight. So we became good friends. And he had a production called... shit, man. There's one called My Feral Heart, which I went on the set of. He got me a place on the set, and I did a scene on that. And
is that like a movie or TV?
It was a movie. It's a movie. Okay. So it's called My Feral Heart.
Where can we find this?
Oh man, you don't want to find it. I'm barely in it, mate. I'm barely in it, but it was a credit.
Okay. Cool.
And also the other one is Abusing Protocol. He just gave me that credit for being on that. My scene is not even in it. But anyways, it's a credit.
Friends, and
that helped me towards... it helped me to get on Spotlight because I had some commercials that I had done, professional jobs. Like one of the first commercials I did was for Toyota.
I remember you showing me that one, yeah.
So, that helped me get on Spotlight. And I did all this by setting myself goals. So what I did was I said, okay, January I got into identity. I said by April I'll have an agent. I didn't get an agent till I think it was May. But I had always just been pushing for it, making steps for it. So I didn't give up when I got to April. I didn't have an agent. I just carried on doing what I was doing. May, I got an agent. And I said by November I'll be on Spotlight. And I was on Spotlight by October, I think it was. And it was just because I set these goals and I was like, yes, I'm working towards getting these credits to get on Spotlight. I'm working towards getting an agent. And here I am, 4 agents later.
Hey, man.
You know? But yeah, like I said, it's like the universe conspired to show me that this is, you should be doing this shit, man, because it's supposed to be difficult. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone you speak to, and I didn't have the privilege to speak to other actors who had graduated from, the big drama schools and stuff like that. I never had the privilege. I'll see them on auditions and stuff like that, and I'll hear them talking, do you know blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll just, headphones on, wait for my turn to go in, you know what I mean? Because I don't know these bloody teachers from these posh schools. But anyway, it was like, I didn't have the privilege of knowing how hard it was supposed to be to get on Spotlight, how hard it was supposed to be to get agents and stuff. So here's me just expecting to get that shit. Yeah, here I am, I'm good enough, put me for the work, just get me in the room, I'll do the job, blah, blah, blah. And agents just seem to say yes.
Hey, man.
Do you know what I mean, man?
So whatever you're doing is working, man. You've got the secret sauce.
Damn. Well, I think I'm still pretending to be an actor, you hear me? The joke's on them. They don't know.
They don't know what I really am.
They don't know. But I just felt like, I was just pretending to be an actor. And then suddenly I just became it. But something did leave. I did. One of the books I was reading, I think it was The Science of Getting Rich, is you always have to leave something behind. Like, you have to give up something to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And what are you willing to give up? So some people might say, oh, well, I'll give money to charity as I'm moving up, and that will be that. So I'm not a rich person. So what I decided is when I meet people, what I'm going to leave behind is a lasting impression to make them feel good. And if I can help anyone with words, and you can help people with words, which is such a weird thing. Yeah. And I discovered I could do that, and I discovered that while doing personal training as well. I love one of my jobs. So I discovered I could help people with words. And I thought, well, this is my price to pay for moving ahead in life, is I'm going to leave behind, a lasting impression that helps people to get on with their lives, and it's easy to do. And it's
a nice sentiment as well.
But but you know what? It's the easiest thing to do to make someone feel good.
Yeah. It's
really easy, man. We walk around making people feel bad, but it takes an effort. It makes you feel miserable. You make people feel bad, and you don't want to walk around miserable. So, do you know what I mean? It's easy to make people feel good. And, if you can help someone with words, especially if I could relate to a situation they've been in or whatever. And sometimes it's just listening, man. You just listen, and the person leaves you feeling good.
Yeah. And
that was the price I decided I was going to pay. Because it was definitely no money price, because I didn't have that kind of thing. You get me? It wasn't going to be no money thing, because I couldn't leave that shit behind. So anyway, I was.
But the thing is, like, when you say a price to pay, a lot of people would think it would have to be a negative thing that you would have to pay. Yeah. But you've made it into a positive price that you're paying for whatever you're going for.
For me moving. For the universe to still keep conspiring to get me in good places.
Yeah, it's true.
So why not leave people in a good place when you meet them? Do you know what I mean? So if people are doing something good, tell them they're doing something good. Do you know what I mean? You know, tell them they're doing something good. It doesn't hurt to, you know. So it just, you know, and you feel good about it. It's just like, you know, if you can do something charitable, you're not just helping that person, but you're also helping yourself. Yeah. It's almost a selfish thing when you help people.
Everything in life is selfish to an extent that you have to be somewhat okay with it for you to go ahead and do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like what I read in one of those books. A guy is a salesman, a trader, and he's going to have dealings with the Inuits, like the Eskimo people, and the Inuits live in a very cold environment. Yeah. They shoot, you know, bears and whales, and they make their living off selling the blubber, selling the furs, all that kind of stuff. So this guy makes a trade with them, and what this book teaches you is that you must always give value as well as you make. So now the first cost, let's say $400, this salesman can get for a fur. Yeah. So, but he's not going to give $400 to the Inuit. What he gives is he trades guns. Because the Inuit always needs good guns so they can shoot and trap furs. Yeah. So he trades guns. So it's not the same money value he's taking away, but he's leaving the exact same value behind, because that is what's important to the Inuit. Yeah. You know, if he sold the Inuit ice and took the furs for ice, then he's robbing the guy, obviously, and that's not a feel-good situation. Do you know what I mean?
It's a fair trade.
But yeah, it's a fair trade. So leaving something behind, I think, is very important, and you choose what you leave behind. Yeah. Newton's law of, you know, relativity, travel. It's like you have to leave something behind. So your jet engines expel air and gas, whatever, and then, you know, it pushes the rocket forward. So you have to leave something behind in order to move forward. So why not leave something positive lasting? Yeah. You never know, man. You never know. So it's all good, man. So, you know, that's what's helped me to get this far and pretending to be an actor. So, yeah.
Hey, man, I was going to ask you another question, but you've pretty much answered it in your answer that you... I was going to say, what do you have, like, to tell up-and-coming artists to what they're doing in life and how they can move forward, but just fake it till you make it, guys.
Yeah, no, standard, like, live that. Okay, because the guy who inspired me, a good friend, we grew up at school together, and we used to train at lunchtime. We used to go to the gym and lift some weights at lunchtime when everyone was out. And his story is he wanted to be a commando in the army. He's only about 5'6", so he's a short guy. Commandos are big, strong guys. Yeah. And he says, you know, he went there, and, you know, they went to the army, and he said, "Yep, I want to be a commando." They laughed at him and said, "No, listen, mate, you'll just be one of these normal soldiers right here. You ain't going to be a commando, right?" And he said, from that moment, he said, "Yeah, I am." And from that moment on, he watched the commandos and what they did, how they conducted themselves. So, like, when they were training, he took himself out from his rest time to go and do the training that they were doing. And how they sat in the hall and ate, he sat in the hall and ate the way they did. He did everything like a commando, until one day his CO, his commanding officer, said, "Yeah, why don't you try out?" You know, and needless to say, he became a commando and travelled the world doing what soldiers do. But yeah, so but what inspired me about that is he didn't wait to be given the chance. He became one straight away, which is kind of like what I'm doing at the moment, like transforming myself. So I'm really into Marvel. Yeah. The Marvel franchise and DC and all that comic book stuff. I grew up watching and reading that stuff. So yeah, so I decided beginning of this year, about March, to transform myself into the character Blade. Yeah. Now I'm transforming myself into a character that I don't even know exists yet. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to remake. And
They
add
are
a blade.
talking about it at the moment.
But
I have read.
it is what
I
it
have
is.
Heard, yeah.
So I've decided as the Blade character, not only do I have to look the part, get into shape and hit the gym every day, but also I have to learn some of the skills. And hence why you see me all the time with the samurai sword and the you know, the training swords and stuff like that. And that's what I've been doing, man. That's what I've been doing, and it's amazing. Like in 4 months, I'm able to fool people to think that I'm a sword fighter, like a martial artist. I can fool people. People have said, like, "Are you like?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know, no, I'm just acting. but I have become that. But the hours and hours of dedication I put into it, I am a samurai.
Yeah,
I am samurai because what does it mean to be samurai? At least Ronin anyway, because I don't have a master. but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean? It's hours and hours and hours of dedication to training the skill of sword fighting, and that's what I've been doing, and it's just been coming to me, and like, you know, and I'm self-taught. I haven't gone to schools and stuff like that. I've just been teaching myself. So it's like, yeah, and I feel like that's what I am now. I mean, if you put a sword in my hand now, I could do some damage, man. You know.
I mean, there's probably techniques that you probably need to learn. That will probably make it finer movements.
Oh yeah, for sure. There'll be. If you're talking about the real sword fighting, I'm not talking about movie sword fighting. But there'll be probably so much I'd need to learn. But you know, just to look good on camera,
exactly,
which is my goal, is to look like the character Blade. Yeah, and just base everything on that. Now, whether it goes somewhere or not, regardless,
hey man,
this is what I've chosen
anything
to
can
do.
happen.
And hey, it's better. It's better to dream big, and you know.
Exactly.
There are sayings, man. You know, reach for the moon, isn't it? Reach for the moon.
Right.
If you miss, you may hit a star. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, who knows what could happen out of it? Do you know what I mean? So I'm just doing it. I've dedicated myself to it, and it's just giving me something to do while my agent finds me, you know, roles.
Other work and stuff like that,
I've done a few jobs this year, and in between that, I'm still working on, you know. But watch this space, man. Marvel, if you're out there listening,
never know.
Call your boy up, man.
I do. I think I did hear about Blade. I think they are looking to reboot it. I think that Wesley Snipes wants to play Blade again.
They probably wouldn't let him now.
But they don't want to. They want to obviously reboot it. So they want someone new to put in.
Yeah, it'd be a different Blade, a different take. And if you've read the comic books, and I've seen some of the comic books, Blade, the Wesley Snipes version of Blade is one version, but there are others.
There are others, but the thing is that there's only ever been one Blade, and it's
in the movies, and it's been Snipes. So everything could be based on that, but I don't want to be anything like that. Besides, I don't look anything like
it's true,
like Wesley Snipes anyway. You know what I mean? So the comic book character Blade with the bald head and the tattoos, that's me. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's me, man. I'm like, you know, I can't be that Wesley Snipes one.
That's true.
And I must say, props to Wesley, man. Amazing actor and amazing martial artist.
Yeah.
And there was very few of them.
Yeah,
and he's definitely one of them. One of my favourites.
Yeah, that's true.
And
very few good actors that are martial artists.
Yeah.
Like, what is the name of this show? Into the Badlands, I think it's called.
Yeah, Sunny.
Yeah. He reminds me of young Jackie Chan.
Yeah. He's a cool. He's a very good actor.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy as well, man. Like great martial artist.
Yeah.
Got some skills. Great actor. But there are a few, but there aren't that many actually. No, there aren't that many with both.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, because of my martial arts background, I find it easy to learn, like using the sword and stuff like that. I find it easy to learn how to do different types of martial arts. So it's not hard for me to learn that, and it's just my acting I have to really work on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
obviously
true.
Doing the jobs and pretending to be an actor is helping.
Have you ever thought of writing your own stuff?
Do you know what, man?
Like that?
I'm full of ideas. Maybe perhaps what I should do is record and then have someone else write it. But
maybe, yeah.
You know, because I'm not much of a writer, but I am full of ideas and stuff, and I like a bit of comedy too, man. And you know what I mean? So,
I mean, it's just one way to not wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah,
you can just make the phone start ringing by.
Yeah. So yeah, no,